welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Now today, I want to revive a series that I used to do when I first started the channel, and that is the Alternative series. And today I want to talk about alternatives to the Patek Philippe 5711 Nautilus. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing a pretty unique piece. It is the Ralph Lauren Sport Chronograph. Now, before you freak out and say Ralph Lauren, well, this is actually with their partnership with Richemont when this watch came out. So it houses the Jaeger column wheel chronograph movement and a case made by Cartier. Now, I actually currently have this for sale at delraywatch.com, but until then, it's mine, and I get to play with it all I want. But yeah, man. Actually, it fits me rather well. It's a big, hefty watch. I really enjoy the presence. So anyway, guys, alternatives to the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Now, the Patek Philippe Nautilus is probably considered the most prestigious and in-demand sport watch in the world. It's very, very hard to get. Some dealers are quoting 10, 20-year waiting lists, even though I think realistically it's probably closer to 3 or 4. And it's got a retail in the mid-20,000s. However, if you want to pick one up today and you don't want to wait, you're going to pay well into the 30s. It's designed by Gerald Genta, and people compare it a lot to the Royal Oak by Audemars Piguet and the Vacheron Constantin Overseas. So I'm not going to mention those as alternatives because, the AP is also another Genta design, and the Overseas, they're just the holy trinity, right? So they're considered competitors to the Nautilus, and it would be a little too easy to pick those. But what if you like the Nautilus look, but you don't want to really spend that much money, or you like the look, but it's a little played out, or you don't want to wait, but for whatever reason, you like the Nautilus look, but you want something different? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I'm going to keep it in the luxury segment, and I'm going to cover a whole different bunch of price ranges. And what I think all these watches have in common is they're pretty close to Genta's design. You may prefer some, you may not agree with some, but it's a fun little list, and let's see what you guys think. These are in no particular order, but the first one I'm going to talk about is the Glashutte Original Panorama Date Senator 70s. I remember when this watch first came out. I was working at Wempe, a German watch dealer in New York, and we had a huge launch party for it. This is a fantastic watch. It's got the integrated bracelet look, very similar to the Nautilus, but it's a little more 70s in that it looks, it's got that TV set case, the TV shape of the dial. And it's got Glashutte's patented panorama date, which is 2 discs on the same plane. Notice there's no separation between the 2 discs, which is actually pretty hard to do. That complication alone houses 20 parts. This has a Glashutte in-house caliber, highly decorated with Glashutte German ribbing, and it's got one of the best clasps out there today. This type of clasp actually came out before Rolex's patented micro-adjustment clasp. So I give Glashutte Original credit for this one. It's not very well known, this watch, and you can get it for quite a bit of discount. I'm thinking around $5,000 to $7,000, and you get a hell of a watch for that, let me tell you. So the Glashutte Panorama Date Senator 70s definitely had to make this list. I'm partial to the blue version myself. Next, we have another watch I've discussed a few times on this channel that I personally love, but it was pretty widely panned when it came out. Just goes to show different strokes for different folks. And this is the Girard Perregaux Laureato. Now this is right in between the Nautilus and the AP Royal Oak in its look. It's got the integrated bracelet, which is a theme in this video, obviously. It's got a little bit of that porthole design. It's circular, but it's not quite circular. It's a gentleman's sports watch. Once again, houses an in-house GP caliber. It's got that beautiful tapisserie-style dial, but once again, you get this really high-end finishing for a fraction of the price. These can be had well under $9,000, no problem, and they're made in pretty small batches. I'm willing to say they make a lot less of these than they do of the 5711. These are also way less in demand, but I think for the price, it's really hard to beat. In-house movement, in-house case, fantastic integrated bracelet, Girard Perregaux history, and for that price point, as I said, I think it's a fantastic watch, and I will end up owning one of these at some point. Now I'm going to go with probably my most controversial pick, and that is the Hublot Classic Fusion on a bracelet. Now hold on guys, don't turn off this video. I just think you get that porthole look. In fact, Hublot translates into the word porthole from French to English, so it's got that going for it, which is very similar to the Nautilus, and it's a much lower price point. I mean, this on the pre-owned market, well under $4,000, and yes, it houses a Sellita or at a movement, so it's nowhere near as prestigious, but Hublot does finish their watches rather well, and no one can deny, whether you love them or hate them, they are a luxury watchmaker under the LVMH maison. So, I think the prestige is there. And you get a little bit more of this industrial look. It's a little bit of a younger look than the Nautilus, and I know a lot of people really do love this style, so if that's the case for you, Hublot is one to consider. And servicing costs won't be that crazy either. As I said, it's a simple ETA 2892 or its Sellita equivalent. I don't think it's anything to scoff at. I think the case is well made. I think it's a cool looking watch. I think it's a younger alternative. It's got a lot going for it. But I know a lot of people are going to crap all over this watch anyway. But it's my job to play a little bit of devil's advocate on this one. I think it certainly is a cool piece. And last but not least, and I'm sure if you guys have been watching this channel for a little while, you know this watch was definitely going to make this list. And it is the Piaget Polo S. Now, full disclosure, I am biased. I used to work for Piaget. I was part of the launch team when this launched in the United States. I think it's a really cool watch. It's got that Nautilus cushion-shaped case. It's got the same bezel finishing, obviously on the bezel, the same brushed finishing. It's got an in-house Piaget caliber, comes in a chronograph and non-chronograph variant. The bracelet looks integrated, but it's not, so you can put this one on a strap if you like, guys. And of course, it's Piaget's first foray into steel. They've only made precious metals, and they've made titanium, and actually they have made steel before in very small batches in a watch called the Upstream, but that's irrelevant. It's Piaget's first mass-produced steel watch. And Piaget's got a great history of watchmaking, 27 world records. What can you say? Not to mention this at full retail is $94.50, so it's also a fraction of the price, but you get another in-house movement, you get great finishing. It's a great alternative to the Nautilus. Now guys, I'm not saying these watches are better than the Nautilus, I'm just saying they're cool alternatives. What if you like the Nautilus and you don't want to wait or don't want to spend the money? Then you should be looking at these watches. But I'm going to say once again, the Nautilus is probably considered the most prestigious men's sport watch. I'm not sure how sporty it is, but it is a sport watch on the market. And, no one's going to take that crown away. But I think these are pretty cool choices, if you kind of like the Nautilus look. Also, guys, you still have one more week to sign up for my free watch giveaway. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to my top 5 things I love about the Omega Speedmaster. If you watch that video and follow the instructions, you could very easily win a free watch. So go check it out. 1 week left to enter. And also, do me a favor, guys. Take a look at Del Rey Watch Supply. That's my website where I sell pre-owned watches, and I also offer watch service. delreywatch.com, link in the description. Check it out. You never know, you might see something you like, and it really helps support the channel. And please don't forget to thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Now that I got all the shameless plugs out of the way, guys, let me just say thank you so much for watching another episode of Federico Talks Watches, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.